So if you do not know, we are doing I believe, the Flag 1 seeds, or a Flag 1 seed for this race, meaning that the overworld positions of where pipes and levels and forts are does not change. What those forts, pipes lead to, and levels are is actually going to be randomized. So you're going to see a lot of interesting levels that pop up. You're going to see a little bit more knowledge as far as how the vanilla layout goes and how these players are going to be able to work around that. And essentially, they'll know exactly as far as, there's a hammer to break here, all sorts of things. And we'll go over some of the randomizer stuff as we go through this run. I'm really looking forward to it. And it looks like these guys are going to get go. Just about. Almost there. The anticipation's just killing me right now. And here we go. We're going to start off with the Skyworld World 5 in the vanilla layout, of course. So you're going to see these guys have to play a couple levels to begin it. Star and a mushroom drop. We'll see who's able to play it out. Ooh, and just unfortunate. Just losing a little bit of momentum there. Kind of slipping off the edge. Unfortunately, Midi's going to take a death, but a quick one. So, not too bad of a mistake there. One Fine Day is going to just kind of keep riding this platform here, and definitely make sure they don't take that early death. And those fish are tricky. They are fun to deal with right there. And we get through the first level right there on One Fine Day's side. Down into the water we go. And one of those levels that you could definitely, depending on how the enemies spawn there, could really make it a little bit more of a laggy level than you want to take on. Of course, you have Lakitu that has the potential of messing with you early on there, but yeah, very well done by One Fine Day. And MidiGuy is going to be joining him. So there's a slight level separation there. I'm sorry, I said Lakitu. I meant good old Big Bertha down there. Of course, we are doing the randomizer right now, so you're going to see, as I was saying earlier, randomized levels, forts, pipe locations, but you're also going to see some randomization, obviously, on the enemies, the power-ups that you guys are able to get, as well as what the items you're able to get out of things like the end card game and Hammer Bros. A lot of very cool routing that could pop up as we get through this randomizer. For right now, these guys are just going to be powering through these levels. And sometimes, just being able to just have some clean execution early on will give you that nice little separation, as we're seeing for One Fine Day. A lot of time to make up and a lot of different plays to make, so... Yeah, absolutely. Everybody runs the same seed, and you just have potentially some varying paths upon that. And there's a lot of variance when it comes to the different seeds, absolutely. You could have, for these first flags, it's not so varied because you have a little bit of that vanilla layout, although the different items could give you different results. One of the big things in the randomizer is, as far as items are concerned, hammers not only break the rocks that are in the overworld, they have the ability to break locks as well. And that is big as far as some of the routing comes in. You have the potential to skip up to 3-4 levels in certain parts because you have the ability to break those locks. So we're going to see good item conservation and kind of potentially even playing end cards or fighting Hammer Bros when others decide not to. That could really be a factor throughout the run. And so far, Hammer Bros, nothing too exciting. We got the star there. as the second item from MidiGuy. And up the twisty castle, as I like to call it, we see the two runners go. MidiGuy at the bottom, onefineday just finishing that up. So you see right there, still within a level between these two guys, just a couple pipe transitions. Nice climb there from onefineday, and we see the top. And unfortunately, no hammers yet, so no skip available. So just still playing out levels. Luckily, no Bowsers, no Boom Booms as far as just random enemies. But and the enemies are randomized, but within a certain parameter. You're not going to see too many crazy things pop out of the pipes. You either have just your standard piranhas that just kind of go straight up, or you have the fire spitters. Along with that, some of the flying enemies, you get stuff like the good old fire snakes, as I like to call them here, that usually don't pop up. Those will pop in place of, your paratroopers and all that. So it's kind of pools of enemies that could be randomized within. Forts are always going to be between, you got your fires, your hot foots and your crazy foots, your dry bones, and your boos. So you definitely have a little variation there and stuff you have to really kind of work work against, and kind of you can't even anticipate it sometimes. You have to literally on the fly just figure out how you're gonna play it. An unfortunate little death right there to the Koopa. And a good decision right there by onefineday, using that star before getting the Hammer Bro. You never know what's going to come up in a Hammer Bro level. Those are randomized as well. So he got the two Fire Bros right there, and it's really nice to be able to just kind of just run into them and be able to get that item. Can be very tricky otherwise for players. So definitely a good call there. Utilizing your items, even when it's just a star, definitely important to, continuing to not take deaths and keep the speed up. Yeah, right there. I mean, really, not too much separation between these two. Not at all. And you're going to see onefineday go back for the card game. So here we go at the end card game. This is a, I would say, can be a big factor. Sometimes it's a bust. You're not always going to get the greatest items at the end card game. But there is a potential, if you're getting clouds or hammers out of it, you get an advantage over your opponent that they don't otherwise have. Oh, and we see the beautiful star fireworks on Midi's side. Sometimes you're going to look for getting those lives just for safety. Other times, kind of like, that's losing a little time there, but that's alright. Super tanks we saw for onefineday there. And a Hammer Bro death, unfortunate right there for Midi. Good popping of the star there for Midi, and as we can see right there, taking down the fire. He'll go back and play his end card game. See what we get here. So he has the two 10s, it looks like. Both with 7 lives. And we'll see MidiGuy get through super tanks here. onefineday just gonna take it nice and smooth, getting over those giant piranha plants. Very nice. Midi taking down the Boom Boom, very clean. Both runners right there. Really, not very significant a gap right now. You got a couple levels right there for onefineday. Easily could turn around. I don't think anybody knows, Gig. I don't think anybody knows. And there we go. We got the wand grab there for One Fine Day. Midi Guy not gonna be far behind here. Just gonna be finishing out this level probably real clean. Again, very, very simple level. You got some fish that pop up behind you. Jump out of the water there on you, but ooh, and a hammer. Ooh, the hammer suit. Princess Peach being real nice with her delivery. Straight out of FedEx. That hammer suit, that's going to prove to be very valuable for these runners going forward. That is what I like to call one of your prime Bowser kill weapon. Makes it quicker of a fight than you would ever think it could be. Growing up, if I knew about that thing, that would have helped me a lot. And we got in the Navy over there for One Fine Day. Wand grab from Midi. And here we go. World 1 has been defeated. A decently long World 1 there. Made those players both play a lot of levels. No shortcuts to be taken. Exactly. Where's Wolfman? Alright, One Fine Day looks like has a little bit of a track on some of these items here. Oh, he's going. There we go. We got some clear there. Midi giving us some more fireworks. Beautiful. Midi going into their card game. Gonna get couple of them revealed here. Ooh, and Hammer Bro giving that hammer. Very useful. That shortcut will be available. One Fine Day getting that hammer before is able to skip some levels. Gonna take that death because they have the split opportunity here. And they can just go down to 5, which they will do. Midi playing a few more levels here, and this is the big separation. Getting a cloud out of that Hammer Bro as well. Just seems to be rolling here. We'll see what he gets, what they get out of 4 or 5 here. Mew Mew, I'm doing great. Been looking forward to potentially doing some commentary. I didn't think I'd do any of the first night here, but very happy to be doing so. And because of these flags, Flag 2, if you saw the Flag 2 match that we had earlier in the double header we had, Flag 2 will play this out a little bit differently. And these forts are going to be mixed up, and they have the potential to break different locks or build different bridges. Mew Mew, I am in the tourney, yes. You'll be seeing hopefully some fun matches out of myself later on. So the interesting thing about the Flag 2 seed is that you'll have just you have to almost do fort checks. You have to play out forts in the hope that they'll build the bridges, which comes in a big play in World 8. The Flag Group 1 settings, I should say, are a little bit more They're readable. This fort's gonna break this lock or build this bridge. That's just saying vanilla, because the world locations haven't changed. While the forts themselves might be different, their ability to build bridges or break locks hasn't changed. So, you'll always have to play that fort that One Fine Day just beat right there to build that bridge to get you to the end of the world. So yeah, this is definitely a good separation right here One Fine Day has developed. Using that hammer, and definitely to good effect, pulling ahead by a couple levels here, or a few levels now. You never know, though. The ability for hammers to come into play later in the seed is always going to be there. And you gotta love how you got one player fighting a Koopa Kid and the other player fighting Boom Boom. The mini boss and boss mix-up right there. Well played. You're going to have a sub 15 at getting out of the first two worlds there for One Fine Day. Over on MIDI screen, we actually see one of the lost levels. Didn't bring this one up. Along with the randomization of levels and power-ups and enemies. Unfortunate death right there. What you're also going to see is kind of what I believe has been mostly called the lost levels. Correct me, there might be some other names for them. Essentially, there is a, in the code within kind of the building out of the randomizer. These levels were discovered, I believe it's a total of 8. And very cool levels. They're, I kind of think of them as almost like there's a lot of concept levels in here. Levels that you can see where they were used in other ways in the actual vanilla version of the game. You definitely see some similarities right there to some of the vanilla levels. You'll see it across the board as far as some of these. My favorite one, I hope we see it, is going to be Waterfall. But very cool that we were able to kind of get these incorporated into the randomizer as well. They're definitely interesting levels. And I believe we did have a randomized lost level earlier. Beta stages, thank you. Beta is also, yeah, maybe even a more appropriate term. They definitely were not fully developed levels, and you can tell they have little to no enemies, maybe a power-up, most likely not. But you can kind of see where they built off of it. And MIDI getting in there, very well played against those Hammer Bros. Getting that hammer. That is mine. That's my hammer. Well played right there. One Fine Day going through... I mean, a level that, unfortunately, if they had a any kind of flight, you know, Tanuki suit of any sort, P-Wing, would be able to get through it a lot faster. Unfortunately, not having that, you have to kind of reveal those music blocks right there, take the way around, and hopefully, get yourself over. Over on MidiGuy's screen, I did not catch this before, we got the good old Piranha Fort. Everybody's favorite. One Fine Day going through their inventory, and I love it. Frog suit in the water fort. Show off that frog suit, that's what I'm talking about. Midi getting through their World 2 Air Fortress. And One Fine Day revealing... Getting through after the cloud and having a 3-pipe play there. Gonna play the Piranha first. Maybe playing for that item. I do actually like this play. You never know when this Piranha, even if the pipe to your right was better. What kind of item you're gonna get here? And not bad. Getting that hammer. Absolutely a worthwhile play. Getting sent to the South Island, though, really not where you want to go. South Island kind of has the issue of having... You have to play 2 levels. And I was mistaken. I reversed where they were coming from. So, we'll actually have to play that. No cloud being played. And a very unfortunate... hate to see this level right here. One Fine Day having to go through... Maybe, potentially, one of the laggiest levels that you could come across. MidiGuy starting to find out how bad this World 7's looking. And MidiGuy dealing with their own laggiest level. Although got through it pretty cleanly, didn't have to deal with it too much there. Boss Bass right there at the... Boss Bass at the end for One Fine Day there. Both of them getting that mushroom card. Somewhat in sync. Not too bad. One Fine Day finally getting to the east. And using that hammer to great effect. Good call there. Popping the frog. Immediately changing to flower. Probably a good call there. Everybody loves the frog suit. We all know, but it's not exactly the most... it's not a speedy frog. Definitely not a speed frog. Ooh, and the angry sun getting a piece. Let's go. The Wanderer message might not be fully coded correctly. It's just that one space off and it'd be perfect. Midi finding out what their pipe look is like. Going to go back and play through 7-2. Interesting. So a little bit of divergence here. Might actually save Midi an item. We'll see how this works. One Fine Day did use a hammer to kind of get through their East Island. Oh. Midi, can he recover? Got it. Alright. One Fine Day getting through their air fortress. I had to look over at Midi's right there, though, because they hit a middle note block, and they had to kind of recover off that. Very well played to get through there. One Fine Day wrapping up, taking down another Koopa Kid. I believe that was a 3 HP. One thing I did not mention, Koopa Kids throughout these runs have a randomized HP. They also have a randomized ability of whether they actually do earthquakes or not. So those short little jumps where it rocks the screen if you're sitting on the ground, you can't move. That could happen with any of the Koopa Kids. So you're going to have some very interesting plays. We got good old Thick Wendy, who will not only throw her rings at you still, but then have the earthquakes, and if you're not prepared, it could be all sorts of bad. We got another Fred. Just an unfortunate Fortunate Piranha Plant death right there for Midi. Oh! And Boss Bass gonna get a piece. And onefineday just gonna skip it. Nah, bump this. We're out of here. I like it. I like it. You know what? You're not gonna get me twice, Boss Bass. You're not gonna get me twice. I've had that though, to where I literally cloud and then I go to the next level and there's a Boss Bass that eats me. So you know, you can only run for so long from the boss. Hoping that Midi gets through the card game. We'll reveal some good items there. There you go, quick refresh. On to the World 4 Air Fortress for onefineday. I shouldn't say the World 4 one, but it's in World 4. And there we go. There's the example of your heavy Koopa Kid. 2 HP though, taking down Iggy real quick. Midi deciding to use the cloud. I believe that's the same place where onefineday used theirs. Gonna use one of their 4 hammers. So Midi does have hammers to go. This will be very interesting. I believe onefineday has 1 less. It could be a factor all the way until World 8. You never know. It actually could be a potential factor right here in World 3. World 3 having that vanilla layout has the potential to be what we like to call world free. The way that it's laid out, there is a pipe that goes right to the end, right outside of your air fortress. And the potential for that first pipe to be there is, you know, your 1 in 6 chance. Very clutch play if you're able to get it, or if it appears. You also have the ability to, in World Free right there, use 2 hammers to break through the locks to go to the right side, if that first pipe doesn't play out. And that gives you a little bit quicker route to get to the pipe in the kind of corner down there, as well as getting a quicker fort and making the play there. So, definitely some potential interesting hammer plays that could come out. World 2, but it's World 1, but it's World 4. So let's see how it plays out. onefineday done with the end card game. Realized wasn't good enough for him. Knows what they gotta do now, though. They're gonna have to play through good old 3-9, 3-8, and they're gonna go back through the fortress. I don't believe any clouds in play, so gonna have to just play through them. Midi making their way through their World 3 airship. And we'll probably have a fairly quick World 4 as well. And not too bad. Midi's still within striking distance. I wonder if this hammer is going to play a big factor here. It still could be a decider. Especially because onefineday is no longer going to be playing the end card game. I don't believe we were getting hammers from the end card game. But, I don't know. Was there a cloud in there? I'm not too sure. And all it takes is a level or 2 and just a clutch play. So MidiGuy will probably use the hammer here. Great call. And we'll play out these levels. Immediately getting that boss pass. Great call. onefineday in the Air Force. Probably my favorite military level for World 8. Another thing that wasn't mentioned is that you have a lot of these auto-scrollers in Vanilla Mario 3 that have now been turned into lovely platforming, just fast levels that you just kind of get to jump through. And Air Force is kind of one of those levels that turned from slightly annoying because it was a fast... Well, it was kind of nice because it was a fast auto-scroller, right? But it was still an auto-scroller. So now it's not, and you get to jump through it like that. MIDI gonna go, and I think they got the clear here. I believe so. Yeah, MIDI's taking notes. They got it. And so they'll have a few more resources going forward. I didn't quite catch it there from One Fine Day, but it looked like a 1 HP. One HP kill on good old Wendy. That is, that's nice, to say the least. What is Boss Bass doing? His best. So the star actually doesn't affect the Koopa Kids. It does allow you not to take hits while dealing with the Koopa Kids, but it doesn't actually insta-kill them. It's not like a Boom Boom. Ooh, One Fine Day gonna get our first door clip here. Let's see how many tries. We got 3, 4... Yeah, it's just something that kind of happens a little bit, Mew Mew. And this is the one thing with these clips, you could feel like you get the corner so well. If you don't really get the subpixels working for you, you just have this kind of endless jumping at it. And obviously, with every one of these, the potential for MIDI to be able to get it faster is going to make up a little time here. Kind of resetting their position. Correct, Tompa. Exactly. Yeah, actually, the star thing's very funny with Bowser. I would have never... I mean, they didn't think about that. How would you ever get a star there? But you're gonna check their first pipe, see that they get across. And I have a feeling instead of playing the fort, they're gonna just use the hammer, maybe. That's gonna be my early guess. One Fine Day, still going at it. This is... No, MIDI's gonna play the fort. And One Fine Day just gonna go in, take the death. And I think they have a P-Wing, and they're just gonna finally decide to use it. Yeah, use the P-Wing, you can fly over on this one. Another time. I've been there, I've done that. It's not fun. It's not fun. Because there's so many times where One Fine Day really actually had it, but it just didn't give it. 46. It's... I'm having flashbacks. Hold on a second. Oh, that is just... When you just can't get that clip working for you, it's just the worst. So MIDI figuring out their route. Just about figured out their route. There they go. One Fine Day. Choose to just play out the fort. It's only going to be a single level to do. riding that carpet, by the way, carpet fort. And it looks like took the damage boost a little bit there. Not the full one, didn't take 2 hits, but took the 1 hit. Using that star to get through the disco waffles and getting a fire flower. So get that quick boom boom kill. Yeah, we're getting very fretted here. Absolutely. Midi going for those really tricky single tile jumps right there. Making it happen though. And Midi getting rewarded for that coin ship with a music box. It's an elevator. Carbon 6-3, thank you. It's more like an escalator, though. It kind of moves diagonally. It doesn't go straight up. Can I challenge that ruling? Midi getting the boom boom done. Nice little 3 hit there. Midi is gaining a little bit of ground here. This will be interesting. I'm actually really interested in how this clip goes. One Fine Day getting another one of the beta levels here. Oh, frog suit. Here we go. Each of them have popped a frog suit going into an airship, and I do approve. And there we go. There we go. Get to see the one-hit Wendy. One Fine Day taking the low route here. Try to avoid that Lakitu snipe, and I'm gonna imagine they got through. Yes, they did. All right. So here we go, both in World 6. This will be interesting in how they play this. I'm gonna guess Midi's not... Well, let's see here. Here's the clip. Midi just going straight in. Oh, they got the P-Wing. They're... Oh! So this is definitely gonna be a quicker... This is gonna be quicker for sure. Instead of even trying for the clip. Nah, I'm just gonna fly above this level. One Fine Day getting another Fred Fort. So let's see how One Fine Day decides to take this split right here. Another potential nice little momentum shift. And good old 1-2 with a frog suit. You know, this is classic. Classic Super Mario 3 right here. I always go into 1-2 with the frog suit. Every vanilla playthrough. MIDI guy going to go for the card game again. Trying to get those resources. And gonna play out the fort. onefineday gonna play out theirs. Wow. And here we are in the lava. So both wiping out respective forts in World 6 there, right around the same time. onefineday gonna hit their airship here. And MIDI gonna be playing through 8-1. Good old 8-1. onefineday using a very smart strat here. Using those fireballs, making sure that the extra little, you know, bouncing balls don't spawn right there. And just taking them out in 10 fireball hits. MIDI wants to go around this level, wants to use a cloud, unfortunately does not have one. So just gonna mushroom up. And here we go to World 7, World 2. Having that hammer being very clutch, being able to skip those initial 3 levels right there. And if they had a second, would be able to use another hammer. I believe MIDI does have 2 hammers, so that's going to be a nice little time save there, potentially. Oh, wow. Oh, hold your breath, y'all. That was close. Gonna take it slow. Good call by MIDI, not running into the bottom of a bullet bill right there. Just sneaking behind it. MIDI getting to their beta level. onefineday wrapping up with their first level there. And here we go with another beta. Beta levels on both sides here. Oh. An unfortunate death there from MIDI. onefineday dealing with the absolute chaos that is the bottom of this level. If you have a tail Tanuki of any sort, a much easier level to deal with as you're able to just kind of go along the top. But if you go along the bottom, it gets a little laggy. Save time by using hammers as hammer time. I mean, it's always hammer time, really. But yes, it's hammer time. MIDI almost getting like a really nice play through the boomerangs there, and onefineday looking like they're gonna play a couple hammer bros. Never mind. Actually, probably a smart play there. Doesn't really need any more items from him, at least they feel. And has 3 music boxes. Has a hammer suit, and besides the music boxes, what was that? A mushroom and pretty much nothing else. Take a little bit of time and get that leaf. Probably a good call there. Midi doing a good job through those hammer bros. One fine day having to deal with those fire snakes. And this is going to be Trixie. Oh, didn't quite catch it. But I saw that the one donut was not there anymore. So must have just had a foot on the upper platform and didn't fall through with it. And once that happens, you kind of have to hope that you get the backup, but you gotta have a really good angle for it. So a slight door opening here, I'd say, for Midi. There are opportunities to be had. And this could really come down to World 8. Because if Midi has those two hammers, he's gonna have a very instant World 2 here. But one fine day, getting through their World 7 airship here. Midi having the unfortunate luck of having that boom boom drop down through the platform. It must have just slid off or something right there, because that was very interesting. But got through it. Not too bad. Didn't take a hit. Ooh, and just an awkward little, like, kind of Koopa Kid or Koopa setup right there. Ah. The one-up almost screening right there, the fireball. One fine day having to deal with the, investing in some, a Nigerian bank account there. See how that works out. And there you go, Midi finally getting through that one. One fine day, just gonna take that hit. Yeah, unfortunately, just that little bonk right there kind of throws off the timing. But we'll be just fine for the rest. We'll be getting through that. Midi thinking about clouding, and doesn't after all. We'll see how that plays out down the end here. First level done for one fine day there. And we're going to check that first pipe. Going to be sent to the dark room. Don't know exactly where they spawned yet. Still don't. And to the hand bridge. Ooh, always a tough play right here. You do have the one fort that you're forced to play here, plus the hand bridge spaces, which are still a 50-50. And it's just to get to this one pipe. So we're going to see how well this works out for one fine day here. And my two dogs with the rating party of 4. Thank you very much. Maybe just getting to the end of that fight, or to their boom boom fight right here. One fine day, traversing through definitely one of the longest forts. And finally looking up to finish this World 6. I'm very interested in how they're going to play this World 7. And how this is actually all going to break down. It's an interesting split right here. And the 2-hit, very well done. So not too complicated with the juggler right there. Gets the wand grab. And we're going to see how well this plays out for one fine day. Breaks that lock. Gonna go back. play this fort. Okay. And this is kind of the interesting thing with the flag 1, the group 1's flags here. Is it's a vanilla layout, but the pipes are going to be, you know, randomized on you as far as where they go. So what was originally a good route might not be anymore, and MIDI does what I figured. It's gonna cloud through too, so it's essentially just gonna have the instant World 2 here, and actually gonna make up a lot of ground. And this literally might be a World 8 divergence that makes the play here. MIDI making it very interesting as we get toward the end. onefineday gonna have 2 pipes revealed to him though, so there's a good chance they find the end screen. Oh, and they connect, so it wasn't the play. Oh, this is getting very interesting now. If MIDI makes the opposite play here and goes for Navy, this could be all sorts of different. This race has suddenly got much closer within the last world and a half, basically. onefineday navigating very well through theirs. Gets their boom boom fight within what's, you know, appears to be Navy, not quite Navy. You got lava there, you know. It's like water, right? And I think onefineday has found out how this is going to play out for him. They're going back through that way. Let's see. So is this going to be now... They're going... Handbridge then. So onefineday, I think, figuring out that handbridge is going to be the play here. So actually, if MIDI makes this play, they're going to be right there, like neck and neck almost. A1, A2, but that's not leading to anything new now. MIDI's going to go right into it. So this could come down to handbridge luck. This is absurd how this says... This gap is closed quite a bit. And if MIDI gets lucky on handbridge... Oh, no! That's not what you want to see! Oh... onefineday getting the second hand as well. Did they just take the death? No, gonna play it out. And I had to say, I've been here so many times, as onefineday has. You've checked everything. And he gets all 3 hands. And he's a trooper. He plays all 3 levels. Taking no deaths. Just going for it. You're gonna give that to me? Fine. I'll play your levels. onefineday giving us the full showcase of World 8, just about, except for A1, A2. But this should get him either to the very top of this screen and then to Bowser's, which it does, but he broke the lock already, so this should get him to Bowser's screen right here. MIDI is going to do the same play as onefineday and go back and check this pipe. Almost move for move right there. onefineday quickly dealing with their last fort there and heading into Bowser's castle. Has the hammer suit. And it's getting in there. Nicely done. Off the statues here. Let's see if we can close it out. MidiGuy getting their boom boom done. Midi gonna take the backtrack here. And I think maybe sees handbridge is the way to go, and is gonna go immediately handbridge. Finding out that that wasn't the play. And there we go, One Fine Day with the win, the hammer suit kill. And get your GGs out in chat. A very fine race by One Fine Day here. And securing a 2-0 record to start off the first day of our Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Tournament group stage matches. Finishing out with an SRL time of 55:03. GG's. Nicely done, One Fine Day. Nicely done. Midi was playing through handbridge and decided not to. Going back and is gonna play Navy. Frog suit and Navy. Let's go. Let's go. Oh! Ah, it happens. Alrighty here. And we'll be joined shortly here by good old One Fine Day. MidiGuy getting a little bit more of a figure out here. Going back to the hand bridge. Skip the second hand. Okay. And there we go, our winner of the race right here. One fine day. GG's. Well played.
Thanks.
So, I mean, obvious question, how did you feel about the seed?
It was long, but it was okay. I don't think I played particularly as well as I'd like. I mean, there were some deaths, some slow plays, some, I don't know, I just feel like I could have done things a lot faster than I did, but...
Sure. but overall, you know, got through it. You managed pretty well. Not, you know, a couple deaths here and there, but overall, you know, just kind of getting through levels pretty well there. I know. Got to ask you, you know, World 8. How'd you feel about that World 8 layout? That was a little tricksy.
I've seen worse. I've had to do worse than that. I mean, getting every hand stage, that was fun times.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say, as far as the hand stage, absolutely. Like, so is that kind of how you commonly will play that? You're just going to, if I get a hand stage, I'm just gonna play it out because you got 1, 2, 3, and you just played them all out. Just forget it. I'm not gonna deal with taking deaths or resetting or anything like that.
Well, the stages I got were fairly short. I think the longest one I got was 1-1, and that's not too big a deal. I mean, I did consider taking a death in 1-1, but it just wasn't worth it. Just in case I do have to get more bad hand luck, it could have not ended well for me, so I just said, okay, we're just going to play them out. I wouldn't do that normally, but considering the circumstances, I had to feel like I wasn't sure where MidiGuy was. It looks like he just finished, so he's like about 4 or 5 minutes behind me.
Yeah, it became really interesting, and yeah, I gotta say, GG's to MidiGuy with that 59-52. Well played. Actually, a very interesting race. So we'll try to get MidiGuy in here as soon as possible. But it was a very interesting. You were ahead by a couple worlds right there into World 8 as Midi was finishing up World 6. But Midi had an extra hammer and ended up using those 2 hammers in World 2 plus a cloud to pretty much make it an instant World 2. So there was a lot more of a comeback, and then plus the diverging routes and having to go back to the hand bridge, it's starting to make it very interesting toward the end there. You pulled ahead and you did very well through the rest of the levels, so it secured you that win, but it's what World 8 always does to you, right? It's just, it can throw you that curveball, and then all of a sudden, you've checked almost every pipe and you've played almost every level, right? And you just gotta kind of power through it.
Yeah, I decided after getting the first clear of the end card game, I wasn't going to play any more of them, even though I cleared like World 3. I knew there was a hammer in there, but I forgot which combination gave the hammer, and everything else in the end card game was not particularly interesting, so I was just banking on finding another hammer along the way.
Yeah.
I don't know where Midi found his second hammer, or if he saved one.
I think it was honestly a delayed, because you played the hammer early in World 4. You broke the lock by that first fortress right there. Midi didn't have that and had to play through those first few levels and the fort. So that's where you got that initial big jump there. It was just a point differential and not playing through the end card game the exact same way. So you had more revealed, therefore you had the hammer earlier and you used it earlier, but then didn't have it later. So it was very interesting how that kind of played out. Definitely gave you the early jump, but then obviously kind of became a factor as well in the late game. Let's see if we get Midi in here. So is there anything else as far as kind of maybe things that you might play differently a little bit differently than others that you kind of came across this run? Do you feel like, oh yeah, that's one thing I want to bring up. How did you feel about that 7-6 is correct, that one door clip? I think someone counted it was something around like 40 attempts or so. Is that something?
40 attempts?
I think something around there. It was a bit. We had a little bit of a little jumping on our side, so we maybe not captured quite the accurate number there, but it just seemed like one of those ones that I know it very well, as far as you're getting it right so many times, but you're just getting subpixeled all day, and it's just kind of, you just keep going at it. Eventually, you end up you just popped in and you just did the P-Wing because you did have it.
Yeah, I should have done that. I should have just made like 3-4 attempts and said, well, I have a P-Wing, I can burn it, but I got stubborn, and then I got some of those where I almost got the pixel. It seemed like I was going to go through, but then it just didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. Just so many times you're right through that corner. The head's almost completely through that block, and it just doesn't happen. Yeah, I was feeling your pain on that one. It's tough to just kind of you should be getting it basically. Yeah. As far as I suppose the seed itself as far as these flags go, it sent you guys early through a lot of levels. I think that I believe Skyworld, you guys right off the bat had to play pretty much everything right there. So definitely one of those ones where you have to have kind of that endurance and be able to play through a lot of levels. It seems like you handled it pretty well. Just a little bit of that World 8 routing it's just so tricky. No one wants to play hand bridge. So.
Oh, definitely. I did everything I could before hand bridge.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of standard for Group 1 flags, is to have to play a lot of stages, especially early on if you don't get hammers. On World 5 early on, you're pretty much always going to not have to hammer.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, you'll have to get very lucky, obviously, with an early hammer bro or something like that. And here we go with our runner-up in today's race, MidiGuyDP. Welcome, GG.
How's it going?
It's going pretty well. This was a very, very fun race to do some commentary on. You guys definitely had it worked out a little bit differently between the two of you. As I was saying to One Fine Day earlier, it was early on. It actually became a little bit of a play as far as the how the end card game worked out, and
yeah,
I think I want to say actually One Fine Day got a hammer before you were able to. So while you played those levels early on, basically your 4-1, 4-2, 4-3s in World 4, One Fine Day was able to use that hammer to kind of skip that initial lock and take a little bit of a separation. But then you had that lock later on and made all the difference and made a huge jump, a huge comeback in World 2, which was your guys' World 7 there. So it was a really fun kind of dynamic to watch between you guys. It had that separation, then you closed the gap quite well. So definitely GG's there.
I was like pondering when I was in World 4 that should I use this right there, or should I just save it for later? And during all that time, I was noticing my hammers were really starting to pile up there too. So by the time I got to World 1, aka I think it was World 4 or 5 or something, I can't remember. I think that's where I used my first one. Either that or it was the World 7 one. I can't remember anymore. It all happened so fast.
Yeah, World 7, I think both you made that same play. And that was a tricksy one as well. I mean, that kind of sent you guys all over. Eventually having to both go through what was, the 7-6 placement there. I think you both ended up clouding that one after a little bit of time. And then you get onto the East Island and you're behind a lock, so hammer it. Just get me through this.
Yeah, I was pretty much like that very feeling. Like I was like, okay, I used the cloud to get through here. I'm not going back. Hammer. I'm not wasting that cloud.
Was that the level with Boss Bass and 7-9?
I think that came earlier, didn't it? I could be wrong. Maybe it was. I remember actually doing that level completely. I didn't skip that level. Whatever. It was. I think 7-9 was. Whatever World 1 was on, it was the 6th level. Yeah.
I don't believe it's a Sky Auto Scroller, but I want to say you... Yeah, no, that's actually a great question. I don't even remember exactly what that level was, but it was definitely an annoying one, and both ended up eventually skipping it there. So it's kind of interesting how eventually that became the same play. Just cloud, hammer, get me out of here. Because I'm done with World 7, and I completely agree with that play.
Yeah, World 8 though destroyed me. I was pondering, should I chance this in World 2, aka it was 7? That World 8 doesn't kick me in the groin or something like that, and geez, I think I went just about everywhere in that before I finally found my way.
Yeah, that was and as I was saying earlier to One Fine Day, it was a very interesting World 8. You both approached Handbridge, played what was the Air Force, and then went back.
Yeah.
and if it was just like if both of you know, if Midi had pushed forward right there, that would have been because One Fine Day ran into all 3 hand stages and played all 3 out. There was very much a chance to where like that it could have been just neck and neck right down to the Bowser screens essentially.
Geez.
Playing those last 2 levels, but that's the way World 8 works. I mean,
yeah,
I can't tell you how many times I've checked every other pipe except the right one, basically. So it's the way it's the way it goes. It's a tough one, but it was definitely an extremely fun race to commentate between you both. So definitely GGs. I had a lot of fun doing it.
yeah. It was pretty satisfying at the end with them getting rid of Bowser with the hammers. I don't think I've ever done that. I was like, nice.
Yeah, Hammer. I didn't know about how Hammer killed Bowser until I started watching speedruns years ago, and I was like, oh, kid me would have loved that. Why didn't I ever? But
they only recently learned that actually fireballs can do the same thing. It just takes a crap ton of them. Like, was it 30 or something like that?
yeah, it's definitely fun to get a fire kill on them, but yeah, a little bit trickier. You gotta have a little bit better positioning. Hammer C, you just run up right below him and just hit him with a few.
There's no invulnerability frames for that, so just 2 or 3 hammers and he's done.
Pretty much. So, any final thoughts that you guys have on the seed as far as, or any of the races coming up? I mean, this was a great finale here to our first day of randomizer tourney races. We definitely have a good one. Good, actually. Wow, how many do we got? We got 8, 9. We got 9 races coming up. Not tomorrow, but on Thursday. We have quite a hefty amount. So
Dang.
you'll definitely be able to catch a lot more randomizer action during those times. But I mean, it was a great first day. One Fine Day, 2-0 on the tourney so far, looking good. So well done.
Thanks.
Looking forward to the next ones. Don't know when I'll schedule the next one, but probably soon, maybe.
Nice. So any final thoughts as far as going forward or on this seed or anything in particular?
I'd say the seed wasn't too bad compared to a few others, aka the first seed I ever raced on. Was gamed over like 4 times on the first level. That was fun. Boss Bass 7-5. Oh, the memories.
Oh, you got the fun stuff. Oh man, that's a way to be introduced right there.
No kidding. If I can make it through that, I can make it through anything.
Exactly. Yeah. That it's like training weights right there. You just play some Boss Bass 7-5s early on. Everything will be a breeze after that. So it's definitely.
Yeah. But overall, the seed wasn't too bad overall. I just had, I guess both of us had bad luck with pipes from what I could see. Like we just I know for World 5 and World 8 and World 7 or whichever world it was, it took a while before we finally went the right way.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
the hammer.
Exactly. I mean, when you have plus 50-minute seeds, that's usually the case. Is the overworlds have thrown you all astray, and you have to just kind of find your way through these mazes. I think you both actually played very well through them, and definitely the items helped along as well.
I'm not the speediest thinker compared to some people I know I've raced along in other games. is. Though I'm actually quite happy with how I managed to get through World 3 pretty much as far as I can see. It was probably the shortest way possible.
Yeah, just about. How about you, One Fine Day? Any thoughts, One Fine Day, as far as on the seed or on races in the future here?
Well, I hope I never ever see 7-5 in the brackets. That's a given, because I hate that. I know Atlantis is technically the longest level, but I think 7-5 is worse.
I gotta agree there.
All depends. All depends if you have your P-Wing. It's a little bit better then, but yeah, it's never good. It's never good to see that level. It's not fun. I groan every time I see it, so I feel you on that.
But yeah, other than that, this group that I'm in is going to be fairly interesting for me to play, because I consider myself kind of a mid-tier player, and I know a lot of players in my group are either good or they're getting better, and it's going to be very interesting, the matches to come, as more players are playing seriously, and I got the tournament waiting on me, whereas with the weeklies, it's just heck, we're racing for fun. So
yeah, it's a totally different feeling.
Yeah, a little, obviously, yeah, you're head to head, so a little bit added pressure there. You don't know where your opponent is. But I think overall, it's a. I think this field. I mean, obviously, we had more players in this field, I believe, than last year, and everybody's just gotten better at this game. It's kind of nuts. So it'll definitely be. I think we're gonna have a lot of folks that maybe even haven't joined us so much in the weeklies that are gonna kind of come up out of nowhere and really surprise some folks. So it should be a great tourney going forward. We have like 230 plus matches still to go, so hopefully you guys will be able to catch some of those on the Speed Gaming suite of channels, as well as the Randomania suite of channels, and definitely you're gonna get some quality races out of some of us. I think a couple of the ones I'm gonna have in my group are gonna be really close, because I got Mustard in my group, and me and him have had within a minute times between one another, so I'm looking forward to those.
Those are always great. Love those.
So if you guys have any final thoughts, let's hear them. But then yeah,
much covered everything I could think of in the race. Though,
I think so.
Though this is probably the race that I've had the most hammers at one time. That's probably my main highlight for this race in particular.
Yeah, yeah, you were rocking 4 at one point.
On the same screen on top of that.
Yeah. And any closing thoughts, One Fine Day?
No, not really. I think those were my closing thoughts. No 7-5, please.
There we go.
No boss baths.
All right, y'all. Make sure, if you haven't already, make sure you drop a follow to these two awesome runners. You're going to be seeing a lot more of them through the tournament. Good old twitch.tv/onefineday. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then twitch.tv/MidiGuyDP. Make sure you drop them a follow. And looking forward to seeing you guys later on. Hopefully I'll be either watching from the crowd, or maybe I drop in for commentary again. Who knows? Let's see.
Cool.
All right.
Looking forward to more.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a great night. Enjoy wherever the host may send us, and look forward to seeing you guys, I guess, in a couple days here for another 9 matches. Let's go. All right, y'all.